Welcome everyone to my newest Let's Play, Crystal Warriors for the Sega Game Gear. I actually just finished a Let's Play of this, but I did a Let's Play where I collected all the characters. That's the book 1 there, round 16. I'm gonna start a new adventure. I'm just gonna use the initial army. For nearly a century, peace reigned over the continent of Tyramus. A peace that was maintained by the 4 elemental crystals of the kingdom of Arleal. A peace that ended when King Lawrence of Arleal and his knights fell victim to the invading hordes of the Jyn Empire. Led by Emperor Grimm, the Jyn Legion sought to dominate Tyramus by using the 4 crystals to their own advantage. But to their dismay, there were only 3 crystals to be found. It wasn't long before Grimm realized that Iris, Princess of Arleal, was also missing. Seething with rage, he sent forth his men in search of the princess and the lost crystal. Alright, so here is our initial army, and this is all we're going to be using for this playthrough. So we have Iris, our princess. She's like a red mage. She fights, can use some spells, including the scan spell, which shows us what the enemies are. Jyn Empire soldiers, they're protected by magical energy, we will learn. And we don't know what they are until we use the scan spell or we engage in combat with them, either by attacking them from melee range, which is right next to them, or casting a spell on them, an offensive spell. Offensive spells have a range of 3. Now, all our characters are different colors there, and the different colors determine their elements. Our mages, magic users, Murak here, who's a wizard, our healer, Frye, and Iris, who's the red mage, they are all Earth Elemental. Earth Elemental is just neutral to all other elements. The other 3 elements are fire, wind, and water. Fire is strong against wind, wind is strong against water, water is strong against fire, so it's like a rock, paper, scissor type system. So we have monsters here. Monsters are just like supplemental enemies for the enemy. You can tame monsters, but you can only tame monsters with your fighters. So our water fighter there, Dayne, our fire lord, Eldor, and our Wind Ranger Ratt, they can all tame monsters, and you can use monsters in battle with the monster command. We usually want to tame monsters that are of the element that is weak to the enemy, that way, to our character. That way, if we get into a battle with a character who is strong against our element, we have something to buffer ourselves. So for instance, we want our fire character to capture wind monsters. That way, if the fire character got into a fight with a water enemy, which it is weak against, it can send out the wind monster to turn the elemental advantage back to it. I'm going to have Iris capture all earth monsters. Eldor, the fire lord, will catch all the wind monsters. Ratt, the wind ranger, will capture all the water monsters, and Sophie, the water fighter, will capture all the fire monsters. So there's 4 levels of each type of monster, and you know, monsters, they're not really all that good. They're mainly just used like for blocking, or like if you get into a situation where you end up in a battle where you have at an elemental disadvantage. So we have an elemental advantage here, wind versus water, so we're not going to take too much damage, but the enemy's going to take much more damage against us. We're going to try to feed a lot of experience into our healer. When a healer hits max level is 9, they get a massive stat boost. So we want to get our healer up to level 9 as soon as possible. You only gain experience in this game when you win a battle. It doesn't matter who you defeat, if it's a monster or a humanoid enemy soldier. Every time you defeat an enemy for good, you gain 4 experience. At 10 experience, you gain a level. And stats go up. Your hit points, your magic points, your attack power, defensive power, and luck. So, but most of our characters are, you know, pretty weak right now. So the main way to survive these battles is to, you know the elemental system. So, like I said, also, the princess here, we'll want to eventually feed a lot of experience into her. The princess, if the princess is defeated, it's automatic game over. So the enemy's AI is kind of simple, and it will try to attack the princess. So she's really good at drawing enemies out and weakening them up. So you see we're using the monster command here to just, you know, summon and take a little bit of damage. Because we know that Iris is going to get attacked a lot here by all these characters. Like I said, Iris draws a lot of aggro from the enemies. So, but that's okay. She's a pretty tough character. So, you have the escape command there. I've noticed you can't really escape from monsters, but monsters really don't do a lot of damage to you. So, the main reason you're going to be taking damage is, you know, when the enemy attacks you and has the elemental advantage. So you want to try to minimize that as much as possible, and take advantage of it for our characters when we fight as much as possible. So, fire is strong against wind here, so this shouldn't do too much damage. Yeah, that'll weaken it up to 1 hit point, which will allow our healer to sneak in here and finish off this character. There we go. And Frye gained a level, so... And like I said, when Frye gets to level 9, you get massive stat boosts. But for the first few levels, Frye isn't going to be all that good. So we want to kind of baby her, it's called. Where you basically, you know, chip at the enemies. You chip away at them and get them to a point where Frye can sneak in there and deal the finishing blow. Experience is only given to the person who does the finishing blow. So, here's just neutral, so water, so we're going to do the same amount of damage that they're going to do to us. But now there's 2 win conditions. You can either win the battle by defeating all of the humanoid enemies, or if you take over their castle. You take over their castle by going to that little doorway in the castle. Of course, the enemy can defeat you too by taking over your castle. So, speaking of castles, the really interesting thing is with this game is the whatchamacallit. All the maps are connected. So this castle here, the enemy castle, when we take over it in the next battle, that'll be our starting position. So yeah, all the maps, they all tie into one another, so it gives like a nice world build to this game. So yeah, if you look up on Crystal Warriors world map, you can see how all the maps are interconnected if you go on Google Images. So it's pretty neat. So once again, we're gonna continue to feed experience into our healer here. So if she defeats this other enemy too, that'll be 5 enemies defeated for her, and that'll be 2 levels. But Murak's gonna finish this off because he's hitting at the water with a wind spell. You see the extra damage, and at the end of every single round, you end up in this town. Towns are all the same. You got a fortune here. I'm here to tell you of the enemy. For now, worry not. Victory is well within your grasp. Each town has a fortune teller. The 2 buildings in the middle row, they have just people who give you some information. The bottom right has a spell shop. The bottom left is weapon and armor shop. And the upper left is the inn where you can sometimes recruit characters. We will not be recruiting any characters because, you know, this is just the initial army. If you want to see all the characters, look at my other playthrough of this where I recruit everybody. But this one, we're just going to use our initial army, show off the characters these characters who didn't get a moment in the sun in the last Let's Play that I did of this. So, and you can save your game, and like I said, recruit characters. So, well, stick around, buddy. Or just watch my old Let's Play, and you'll see what the land is like, what the Jyn defeated, so we don't want to talk with this guy. Yeah, father saved this guy from the gallows. I wonder what he did to be potentially executed, but we don't want to hire him. So we'll just exit and save our game. We can have up to 3 different saves. Our first save there was for the all recruit characters. Book 2 will be our second for this Let's Play. So join me for the next episode where we continue our adventure to defeat the Jyn Empire. Take care, have a good day. Bye!